Hi, welcome to another edition of The Hot Seat. I'm your host, Eric, and with me today I have a very special guest, a client and a friend, Zach Nelson. Zach, welcome to The Hot Seat, buddy.
Thanks, sir.
Zach, how long have we been working together?
6 years?
We're in our 6th year.
Something like that?
6th year of working together, Revenue River, and who do you work for?
The ORR Corporation out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Awesome. Cool. So why are you here right now?
I'm here right now because I normally come out and do a live cadence with all my team members here. Get together and we talk about, what have we done, what's worked, what do we need to do for the upcoming period, maybe for, right now we're working on 2020, setting our strategy, and that's what we've done this week.
Awesome. Yeah, so you came out here under your own choice to work with my team in the agency to review some of the stuff we've got outstanding and in the works, and also to look forward and really do some strategy planning, right?
Yeah.
And it's May right now, getting late in May before Memorial Day. You're already looking forward towards next year.
That's right. That's
awesome.
right.
Do you think there's any benefit in that?
Absolutely. Got to look ahead.
Very good. Okay, so you've come a long ways. We've come a long ways. It's been a cool journey. We've had a lot of fun along the way. We got to know each other on a personal level. Let's talk personal stuff real quick. What's your relationship status?
I am solidly married.
Solidly married? Happily married.
Very happily.
What's your wife's name?
Molly.
Oh, well, shout out to Molly.
Molly.
How many, do you guys have kids?
I've got a couple, a few, several. What's the right word? 5?
Five, yeah. 5, a quintuplet of children. You've got 5 children. So Is there any proof to the rumor? Can you substantiate the rumor that your wife must be a saint?
She's amazing. I mean, to talk about what she can do blows my mind. I could never do her job. She could absolutely do my job, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I believe that. Would you consider yourself to be a change agent in your organization?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just because we have a very traditional organization, we're a 70-year-old company. And so, we have a solid foundation. We've got solid client base in every organization.
Fantastic history.
Yeah, it is. It's a great history, And with that, sometimes when you've got a history like that, you've got to, you may be a little bit, slow to adapt to changing things in the world, like technology. I think there's a lot of companies, especially like the industrial B2B companies that are like that, maybe a little slow to adopt some technology. And so
late adopters.
Yeah. And so we've been able to help guide the organization towards not just the inbound practices, but modern marketing practices. And that goes into sales and it goes into operations and customer service. And so just by us working to bring customers in, and trying to get that from a prospect to cash flow, it just helps us, affect change for all the organizations that we
Yeah. Sounds like you're really working towards modernizing the business processes, like the front office, the execution, like how business is done. You feel like you've been one of the leaders in driving that change and modernization?
Yeah, I think our group has. It's one of those things that, in driving that modernization, it's all about the customer and the customer's needs, and that's what we focus on.
Absolutely.
And so if your customer, needs information in a certain way that's outside of the way that you've always done it, well, you have to change.
Go
to
meet them where they're at, right?
That's right.
So one of the things I talk a lot about and write a lot about is changing consumer behavior and really that sort of pull, right? That demand is built by the customer and the way they prefer to do research, make buying decisions, look for information, all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so you're really in an organization that has a very long history and a tradition of doing things successfully a certain way, but now that there's sort of some forces of change, right? And so to me, you as a change agent, you're trying to lead that modernization forward, making the right decisions, doing the right things to serve the customer. But there's probably a lot of people out there, and you and I have been talking about this a little bit. There's a lot of people out there in roles like you have that they see the vision, they understand what you're talking about, but they're still sort of facing those maybe corporate challenges, the politics of it, the different mindsets and different roles. Do you have any advice for people maybe in a similar role with you in organizations that are really trying to press change forward, but maybe meeting some resistance?
Yeah, I think if you have a vision and you understand like, okay, this may be tough, but this is absolutely the direction that we need to go. I think the key asset that you're going to have is you've got to have the ability to sit back and be patient and wait for things to play out. You know, I think sometimes we try different things, and if it's hard or if it dies off too quick, we write it off as something that can't be done.
Don't give up easy.
Yeah, so you gotta have a little grit to do this, you know.
Yeah, I agree. This is it's not for the faint of heart, right? Like it's one of those things where you've got to go in with both feet and trust it, but you've also got to experiment. You got to be willing to fail. You got to be willing to try things, right? Like that's a big piece of it. What about advice for like sort of like selling your vision through the organization? Anything you learned from all? I mean, you've worked with a lot of people inside or hand in hand.
Yeah.
You've worked to sell people on the vision and all that stuff. Any advice for people that are trying to go convince their boss that this is the future and that they need to invest more into sort of like the digital world?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like, you know, we as marketers, if we're focused on our customers and our customer needs to bring information to them, to draw them to us, then the same thing is true with the leaders in our organization or our partners inside of our organization, focusing on like, what are their needs? What are their perspectives? How do you draw them into you, right? So the same methodologies that work on your customers work with your internal customers. And again, you know, people come from different perspectives. So you have, you know, you have different personas that you're working
different
with.
Motivators, different triggers, different things they're measured on, right? Different things maybe that they have a lot of history in, they have a lot of pride and ownership in, maybe fearful of change. Lots of people are resistant to change anyway. It's sort of the way we've always been doing it. So what I heard there is really understanding who the different stakeholders are and what their sort of motivations, what's in it for them and for you, trying to be able to understand them so you can go where they are and help them understand what's in it for them and the organization and the customer.
Yeah, and have a lot of grace and patience, you know, and just know that sometimes, you know, it takes people, you know, even though you're already there because it's how you do business every day, you know, it takes some, you know, people, you know, some time to wrap their head around what you're talking about even. And
for
then,
sure. Some of this stuff's a little complex too, right? Like it's not real easy to understand what happens inside the black box. It's not like building a conference room.
Right. It's easy to get discouraged when, you know, you keep saying the same things over and over, or, you're trying to get this message across and it doesn't seem like it's sticking. So, I mean, that's where grace and patience and all those things play in. As long as you stay true to the vision, you know where you're going with this, where the organization needs to go. To get that done, you know, you keep your feet moving, it'll work.
I like that. Stay after it, right?
Yep.
Good. So I can't help but notice the hat you've got on right now. That's the world famous blue quill angler out of Evergreen, Colorado, I believe.
Yes, that's true.
Have you ever had a chance to fish with the blue quill?
I not the fly, but I have with the people that
with the people
at that shop. Yeah.
Who'd you say your favorite guide at the blue quill is?
John probably.
John Kiefover?
Yeah.
He's cool.
I'm saying that because that's the first one that came to mind. I like them all.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked John too. He's my favorite.
He's your favorite?
Yeah. He's who I call when I have a blue quill fishing agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they're all great.
We've went fishing together. I think Tom, who's in the room sitting over there in the corner, he likes to fish also, right?
He does.
Is there any truth to the rumor that you guys might be skating out to the river this afternoon?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you don't? Okay. After work? Okay.
No, all we do is work.
Yeah, and it feels like it sometimes, right? Like I don't remember the last time I got my butt on the water. Okay, good. Do you have a favorite fishing memory? Do you have any stories that you'd like to tell of fly fishing the Rocky Mountains of Colorado?
The one that's jumping out right now is watching Tom catch that fish on a streamer. Remind me what the species was.
Brown trout.
Was it a big brown? And he caught this fish, and it was just, I mean, shining in the sun, and had this big golden
meat hook.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. And he fell in the water trying to fight it, and
awesome.
It was great.
Good. Did you enjoy fishing Cheeseman?
Yes, Cheeseman just hiking out into Colorado and sort of the backcountry there. I'm native. You're not. I am. Right. So it's good getting back into my home environment.
Yeah. So where do you live now?
Louisville, Kentucky.
And where are you from?
Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah,
What part of
Boulder.
Colorado?
Boulder. I was born in Boulder.
Boulder. I'm glad you left Boulder. You'd be a different dude if
Different
you would have
person.
stayed there your whole life.
Different life.
Good. Awesome. So you live in Louisville, Kentucky?
I do.
Who's your favorite college basketball team?
The University of Louisville Cardinals.
Ah, the Cardinals. Good. Okay, well, I think this has been a pretty good conversation.
It is.
We got to throw out a nice plug for your wife. We got some nice plugs in for your organization.
Yeah.
We got to plug the Blue Quill.
Yeah.
You like working with my team?
I love your team. I love everybody here. You know, everybody here has a great attitude. And I think one reason that we work so well together is we have those attributes that we were talking about sort of naturally, right? Like the grit, the patience, the grace to get things done. So I think that's why, you know.
Never beat us up too bad when we make a mistake, because we've
No.
certainly made some over the years.
So have we. No.
Yeah, but it's partnership, right?
That's
It's
right.
a team.
That's right.
Good. I think you're a fantastic team leader. You're a great coach.
Thank you, sir.
I think you get the best out of my team because of the way you treat them, and everybody knows how much you respect them, and nobody's afraid to fail with you. And I think you always get our best effort because of that. That's my take. I think you get a lot of that credit.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think who would you say your favorite all-time Revenue River employee is to work with?
Erica. She's the best.
My wife?
Yeah, for sure.
Smart. Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
a really good answer. That's hard to beat that answer. Awesome. I also have a wonderful wife, just as you.
Yeah,
I
you do.
just don't have the extra 3 kids to kind of drive it home.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I like that answer. Who at the agency? We got a lot of new people. You were saying
Yeah.
it's like you barely recognize people around here.
It's true.
Who would you like to get to know a little bit better? Like I know one of the reasons you come out here is to build relationships and get FaceTime and stuff like that. Who on the team do you think it makes sense for you to maybe try to get to know a little bit better here in the coming months and years?
Yeah, definitely Carrie Coos and Sammy Brenner. You know, both fairly new to our
Inside of a year.
campaign. Yeah, so just want to continue to get to know them, and you know, out of the gate they're amazing, and they've already made a big impact on our organization.
Yeah, it's good to bring in fresh perspectives. We
Yeah,
also
for
got to
sure.
get them sort of up to speed with the way we work, and I think the better they understand what motivates you, the more confidence they'll have in working with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, really good. Okay, this ends with something inspirational. A quote, a poem, words of wisdom,
Sure.
Sage advice. What do you have to share with the audience to take us out of here?
Probably nothing that, you know, that deep or that good, but I do really want to take a second, and you know, me being out here to do the strategy session with you guys for our upcoming year. The only reason I'm able to do this is because I have an amazing team back home that just gets it done every day. So I really appreciate my marketing team back in Louisville. Thank you guys so much, and of course my family and my incredible wife that does so much, you know, on our own and for our family. So
That was a little bit of like an acceptance speech.
Thank
Like
you.
you just won some big award and
I
you wanted
did
to
it.
thank all the right people. I feel like you got the right
Well,
people in there. Would you like to throw in your boss real quick?
yeah, hey Ray, thanks for letting me come.
Yeah. Good. Awesome.
The logistics of having 5 children, you know,
Sure.
you've got to thank everybody every time you do anything, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, just because it takes so much.
Thank
to
you
do
for another day
everything,
on this
so.
planet, Lord.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, very good. Man, I just got to say, you're a fantastic person. You're a great client. You know how much we appreciate working with you, but
too.
it just
You
seems
guys
like
too.
we just keep taking it to a new level, right? Like it just seems like no matter what hurdle we come up against, we figure out a way to solve through it.
Yeah.
You know, you and I have hit a couple points where we've had to sort of talk on an executive level and align our teams and get everybody back together. But I just really appreciate your attitude with everything. Like you make it so easy to work with, and you certainly have my pledge for many more years to come. We got a lot of work still to do.
That's right.
So thanks, man. Really
Yeah.
appreciate all your investment in us, and you're a good friend. Let's go fishing sometime.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy.
Thanks to the team here at Revenue River. Too.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely. Nice of him to throw the team at Revenue River in too in his acceptance speech.
That's right.
Okay, everyone. I think that does it for today. Some good advice, some good thank yous, some
Right.
good stories,
Yeah.
and a fantastic client, everyone. Thanks again. See y'all next time.
Thanks.